10:21 in your scriptures. The number 10:21. And today, I truly give the Master thanks and praise for all of you that made it out on the Shabbat day to worship and to give all praise unto the King of all kings and unto the Master of all masters. I want to take the time to welcome those who are viewing this message at home via YouTube or you're on some kind of other, social network, media that you're watching this on. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to share with you this word today and to participate with our ministry, Power Pack Ministries. I am Pastor Reggie and the prophet of Israel in the house here today. I give honor to my Isha, Prophetess Tina, Minister Richard, and all of the other brethren in the house. Greeting you and our fellow brothers and our fellow brother and sister that had come and visit with us today. Once they walk through the door, they're no longer a visitor. You are now part of the house. You're no longer a visitor. Once you walk through the door, your visiting hour has been gone. You got it. So, all praises unto the Master. Now, what I want to share with you today. Now, I want you to pay particular attention and to record that in your own spirit, because you can play it back from within you. It's really a difficult thing to know that a parent, I'm just using that as an example, if a mother gives birth to a child and other people come around and say, this is not your child. Now, that mother, she knows who her child is. She knows she gave birth. You could never tell that mother that is not her child, or she didn't give birth to that child. Now, that is her child. Now, we have a little different with fathers, because they say the baby is, mommy's baby, but daddy's maybe. So, but for surety, mama knows that's her job. Now, when a person is an architect, build a house, how dare can another person come and say, this is not your work? Now, what an insult. For you to labor and put the work in, and for somebody else to come and disclaim it. You see, and that's what has to then Satan tried to do from the beginning of time, is to put a disclaimer on what the Master has done. He tried to change everything. So we have thousands of years later, and we're still trying to wrestle through this situation. Who is the creator? Who created all things? Is it the Father or is it the Son? So people are wrestling with that. They have no problem giving the credit to the Father. We have no argument over that. But there is a problem with that, because the credit, you see, what people would say is that your daddy is better than you. And you walk in your daddy's shadow. Now, you have, just imagine a singer. And his dad was a great singer. And the young man comes up and very good at his craft. But then he looked like he's always in the shadow of his daddy, because people always remember the dad's, creativity and his greatness. But when the son tried to come in his own identity, or even in the identity that the father is, the father is backing him and saying, son, you're a great singer, you're doing a great job, you have your own identity. And people are looking and saying, no, your daddy always better than you. This is not you. You will never amount to your father. you would never match up to him. Man, this is like, it's like a beatdown. And people have no problem, and they've been doing it from day one. They've been doing it from the beginning of time, trying to discredit the Son. They don't have no problem giving the credit to the Father. But for the Son, oh no, you will never be as great as your daddy. He's not trying to take over his daddy's position. All he wants what is his and what belongs to him. Now I want to prove to you today, and I want to show you today, that when a person has done everything, when a person has given all, then you cannot take away from them what is theirs. You got to give it to them. What belongs to you belongs to you. What belongs to this one belongs to this one. So I want to show you something now, because you would understand what I'm saying after you get to follow into this message, because you got to give credit where credit is due. You got to give the credit where credit is due. So if I was to title this message today, I would ask my wife, what title would I give this message?
In the beginning.
In the beginning. Exactly. So if we're talking about the beginning, let us read some place that has given us information about the beginning. So we're going to start here in the book of John. And it said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim. He was in the beginning with Elohim. All came to be through him. And without him, not even one came to be that came to be. Well, we can stop right here and just work on this few verses. In the beginning, he said, was the Word. So now we have to understand, what is the Word? Or who is the Word? In the beginning was the Word.
Come on, work it down.
And the Word was with Elohim. Well, what is the meaning of the word Elohim? What does Elohim mean? Well, in the Hebrew, the word Elohim means mighty one. So in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the mighty one. Now, the scripture says that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Now, you would find that in the King James Version, he said in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Now, in the scriptures, he said, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim. And Elohim in the scriptures mean the mighty one. So, let me explain what that means. It means that the Word was with the power of the mighty one, who has the power to do one thing. And that one thing we're about to see in the beginning, who affected what you're reading. Check this out. Because it's going to mess up a lot of things. It's going to mess up the theological studies of those theologians. It's going to mess up some truths about the religious called Christianity. It's going to really mess with things. It's going to mess with a lot of things that you have learned. And now you would have to go back and, take a second look and ask yourself, come on now. Follow with me. So he said now in verse 4, he said, and in him was life. Who are they talking about? Because the preachers, the teachers of the times have spoken to us and said to us, God has created all things. God has created the heavens, and God has created the earth. God has created everything, and his Son, who is the express image of the Father, who is the Father in the flesh, nothing can be further than the truth. But again, you see the enemy. The thing with the enemy, the plan with the enemy, the plans that he has is to discredit the Son. He has no problem saying the Father done it all. But I have a problem with you. I have a problem with the fact that I want to take your place. I have a problem with the fact that I want to let the world know that all things are not created by you. All things was not given to you. Because guess what? One day I'm going to show up and I'm going to take you and tell you that all of this belongs to me, and whether I can give it all to you because I own it all. You see, I want to be the one in charge.
Right. Come on, break it down.
So check this out. He said, in him was life. Who is that?
Messiah.
And the life was the light of men. So now we have two things here. He is the life and he is the light. Well, who is the light? Is it God the light? Is it Jehovah the light? Is it the Father the light? Or is it the Son the light? Who is the light? He said he's the light of men. He is the light of the world. Well, when I read and continue to read in the scriptures and in the Bible, whatever you want to put it to, there is no place that I found that the Father is the light of the world. There's no place that I've seen it.
Nope.
And if you have, can you please show me where it is? And if there's a preacher out there, can you please call this number? 813-317-6806. And please show me where the Father is the light of the world. Where the Father is the Word. Show me that. And if you could show me that, then we could talk. But let's check this out. He says that, and the light shine in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. There is no darkness. There is no word. There is nothing that can nullify who he is. There is no man, there is no beast, there is no demon, there is no devil, there is nothing on the face of the earth in heaven and heavens that can nullify who he is, that can change his word. For he was in the beginning, and guess what? He is the word that was and is to come. He is that word.
Praise him. Hallelujah.
Check it out. He said, and there was a man sent from Elohim, whose name was Yohanan. This one came for a witness, to be a witness of the light. Well, he did not come to be a witness of God. He did not come to be a witness of Abinu. He didn't come to be a witness of the Father. He came to be a witness of the Son, the light of the world, the only light of the world. For the Father is a spirit. Right. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So how can you worship the Father if you can't get the truth? Because the truth is who? The Messiah. He is the truth. He said, I am the what? The life and the truth. He is the life. He is the truth. He is the word. All things are centered around him. Oh, come on, right. We're going to read it because guess what? This is not Pastor Reggie's word. This is the word of the Creator.
That's right. Praise him.
I didn't write this. I haven't written this. I'm just following it. And I want to break it down to you. So check this out. It says, to be a witness of the light, that all might believe through him. Now, if you don't believe in the light, you can't believe through him, because you will be in darkness. He was, and he's talking about the one who is the light. John, Yohanan, is talking about the one who is the light. Hear what he said in the verse 8. He said, and he was not that light, but that he might be a witness of the light.
That's right.
He was the true light, which enlightened every man coming into the world. Every man that come into the world came through darkness. Put it like that. Let me put it like that. Without him, you have no light in you. Because sin will cover up everything, and sin is dark.
That's right.
But when you remove sin, then you're no longer in darkness.
Praise yeah.
You are in the light.
Hallelujah.
Because sin will darken your spirit and will darken your heart. He said he was in the world, and the world came through him, to be through him. And the world did not know him. So when he came, the light we're talking about, when he came, the one that came from the beginning, the one that is the beginning, when he came into the world did not recognize him. Why the world did not recognize him? Because you see, from the beginning of time, when Satan came down from heaven, Satan went on a mission. And the mission that the devil had is to discredit the light of the world. The mission that the devil had is to change the word of the Creator. The thing that Satan has in him is that before man will know who you are, before man will get to know your name, I would make sure that it's changed. I would make sure that nobody knows who you are. So when you come here, then somebody is going to support you.
Praise
I'm going to give what you have done to your father so you get no credit. And your death will be in vain.
That's what's his plan.
Or we going to have to say, let every man, let the word be true.
Every man be
And every man be what?
found a liar.
Be found to be a liar. So check this out. I want you following with me because we're going deep. We're going to take this in. And I want you to grasp all of this because this is just the introduction. So hear what he says here. Verse 11, he said, he came to his own, and his own did not receive him. Why didn't his own receive him? They didn't recognize him. Why didn't his own receive him? They're looking for a white man. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody that has blue eye and blonde hair. So when he showed up on the scene, they said, no, it can't be you. There is just no way. There is no power that came from Bethlehem. Has any good things come from Bethlehem? But let me tell you something. Bethlehem was considered, as people would probably want to put it, would want to say that Bethlehem is the ghetto of, of Jerusalem, of Galilee, in that area of Galilee. But check this out. Let me show you something. Bethlehem, if you don't know, was the place that they kept the sheep. What type of sheep do they keep in Bethlehem?
Black sheep.
Well, the sheep that were kept in Bethlehem was for a special sacrifice. The sheep that was kept in Bethlehem was for the sacrifice. It was a sacrificial lamb that was kept in a place called Bethlehem. So that place, Bethlehem, was not only for every sheep. It was only for the sheep that was kept for sacrifice. For the sacrificial, wasn't the word said that he is the sacrificial lamb?
That's right. Praise yeah. Praise yeah.
That's where the place, when you want to go to Bethlehem, you're going to find sheep that is kept for sacrifice. Let's go. So we're going to check this out. So hear what it says. It says here in verse 12, as we're going down, he said, but as many has received him, to them he gave authority to become children of Elohim, to those believing in his name. So the thing about it is that the devil don't want you to believe in his name. Because the name that the devil has made sure that you will believe in has no power. See, the thing about it is that some of you may get mad with me. Some people are hearing this that have been brought up in Christianity, I have. Some people that are brought up in Catholicism, I have. My God, they may want to be mad with me, but I am a rightful heir to talk about it because I was raised in it. I was brought up in it. I was an altar boy. I grew up in the church and I heard all of the preachers were preaching it. And something did not settle in my spirit. I was one of those rebellious kids that just said, I am going to stick with what the word says and I'm not going to follow man, because when they tell me to call the priest father, I said I will not do it, because the word said, call no man father besides me. So I began as a young child to ask questions, and my questions could not be answered. So guess what? I'm stuck in a asking question. I am stuck with a spirit that just wouldn't quit because I can't settle for the status quo. I got to get the truth.
Praise yeah. Hallelujah.
So hear this now. The enemy comes and the enemy says, we'll have no problem accepting Jesus. We got no problem with you talking about Jesus. Now let me put this to you. There have not been, and if you ask the Jews, they will tell you that too because they hold a claim to our land. So they will tell you probably the same thing I'm saying right now. There have not been anyone that was born in Israel. I'm going to say Israel because some people, when I say Israel, they kind of wondering what I'm talking about. So in the land of Israel, there have not been anybody or anyone that has been born in that land or in Bethlehem that is called Jesus.
Come on, break it down.
There it is. Never.
Jesus has been deported. Donald Trump deported Jesus. Jesus is a Mexican. Jesus came from Mexico. So Donald Trump deported Jesus back to Mexico. So I'm sorry for the Christian, they ain't got no Jesus. So if you want Jesus, you're going to have to go to Mexico to find him. But guess what? Not only that there have not been a child in Israel to be born with the name Jesus, on the planet, there had never had been the letter J. The letter J has never existed on the planet, not until around 1611, and didn't come into operation until about 1630. So who was there? Who was in the beginning created? And if you say that the Son was in the beginning with the Father, and the Father was the one creating, and the Son was in the beginning creating. So you're telling me that Jesus was in the beginning with his Father creating, and he was not in Mexico? No. There has never been a child born in the land of Israel that has been given the name Jesus. Without the Suez Canal, there is no such thing as the Middle East. And that part of the region would have been Northeast Africa. So again, and where is Egypt?
Northeast Africa.
Right there in Africa. East Africa, right there, Egypt. And Israel would have been the land that was given to the Canaanites, right? Mm-hmm. The Jebusites and the Girgasites and the Hittites and all of the ites. And I ain't talking about Reverend Ite. So guess what? And who was those people?
Hamites.
The people that was in Africa. There is one of the songwriters that says, Africa for the Africans. And there's another brother that make a song and he says, no matter where you come from, as long as you're a black man, you're an African. But I want to show you something because I'm on the road. Say, pastor's on the road.
Pastor's on the road.
I'm on the road. Are you with me?
Let's go.
All right. Because we getting ready to blow your mind with some things here. I ain't talking about make you crazy, but I'm talking about having you going like, a senior saying, Let's go. So let us look at this for a minute. Let's look here. We're going to go down here. In verses 15. We finished. We in 13? All right, my wife's saying 13, we in 13. He said, who were born not of blood, nor of the desire of flesh, nor of the desire of man, but of Elohim. That is the one that John is talking about. He said, and the word became flesh and pitched his tent among us. See, that's the problem right here. Because Christianity understands that as to say that God has become flesh and dwelt among us. The Father, who is a spirit. No. The Son says, the word says, a body has you prepared for me. You must prepare a body for me. He didn't say you prepare a body for God. He didn't say you prepare a body for the Father. He said you prepare a body for me.
That's right. Right in Hebrew.
The Father is a spirit. He has no body. The Son, the Master Yahoshua, that's his name. Some of you are shocked. His name is Yahoshua. The Jewish people call him Yahshua. Now we gotta look at this. Now every time there is something given to a black man, people want to take all of it, and if they can't get all of it, they want to at least take half of it. That's too much for you. You see, they wanted to give you his name, but they didn't want you to have all the power. Because the word said, he said they have a form of Yah, but deny the power thereof. So they're going to give you a part of his name, Yeshua, but they wouldn't give you the whole name, Yahoshua, because they don't want you to have all of the power. They don't want you to believe that it came from you. Because if he says Yahoshua, somebody may look back and say, wait a minute, that sounds too black.
Yes, sir.
It's blackish. What is ish? It's like unto. Unto what? Bronze. Burn bronze. So if he is blackish, guess what? He is fit the mold. Because the word said he has hair like wool and he has feet like burned bronze. He is blackish. He looked like us. But let me show you something. When they turn around and they say Jewish, what come before? What's the precedent before? Jewish. You're going to have to be like us, because Adam and Korah look like us. So if you want to change it, you're going to have to change it back to that in the beginning. Let's go back. Who was in the beginning? Well, Adam and Korah, from the beginning of creation, look like us. They're in the middle of Africa, in the Garden of Eden, where it's hot. And where, I'm telling you, and we had no Caucasian down there. Ain't no problem with Caucasian. We're not, hey, come on, talking racism. I'm saying truthism. I'm saying realism. I'm talking about reality. I'm talking about truth. I'm not talking about some deception that you brought to us and you tell us that we must accept the master JC, and he is. But everybody that accepted JC seems to have a problem. They don't want to go to church no more. Why you don't want to go to church, Christians? They don't want to go to church no more. They're mad with the pastor. But you're serving your Jesus, but you don't want to go to serve him. I think there's a problem. Is it a problem among the Hebrews, or is it a problem among Christians? Whoever the problem lies. The problem lies someplace where people don't want to tell the truth anymore. People don't want to face facts anymore. People just want you to give them something to itch in their ears, and they accept it, and they're cool with that. So if you don't talk about tithes and offering, they're good with that. You're a good pastor. If you don't talk about first fruit, you're a good pastor. If you don't talk about homosexual act, you're a good pastor. And lesbian act, you're a good pastor. If you don't talk about the true name of the Messiah, then you're a good pastor. And if you accept the 501c3, you are even a better pastor. You are a great pastor because you could build yourself a big coliseum. Oh.
Yes, sir.
Before we get too far and too deep, I want to show you something. So I want you to go with me to the book of Colossians. And that's 11:47 in the scriptures. Because we're still talking about in the beginning, who created all things. We are going there, fellas. And sisters, come along with us too. We're going there in the beginning. In the beginning of time. In the beginning of creation. 11:47, is that what I say? And check this out. Let us just start with verse 12 here for a minute. Verse 12 says, giving thanks to the Father who has made us fit to share in the inheritance of the set-apart ones in the light. Who is that light? Messiah Yahoshua, not the Father. We're going to mess up Christianity right now. We're about to. We're about to mess up the teaching of our brother T.E. Jakes and our brother Creflo Dollar. We're about to mess up all of the teaching give me some of those preachers. Juanita Bynum and Kenneth Copeland, Paula White, and all of the Christian religious teachers. We're about to mess up your theology. We're going to mess it up right now. And not that we don't like the Christian, we love the Christians. We just want you to get the truth so you can start coming out from among them and be ye separated. Come out from among them and be separated. Don't you know? Let me tell you something, brothers. Some of you don't even understand. Let me tell you what the book said in the book of Numbers. Let me tell you what the word said. The word said you should have no other nation ruling over you. So how some of you got some white Gentile people that are pastors and ruling over you? How some of you got some women pastors and the word said that a pastor or should be the husband because she's also an overseer. Husband of woman. I'm telling you some truth here. Some of you don't want to face it. I got pastors. I got people that telling me that women are bishops. Really? An apostle. You're an apostle. In apostasy. You are not following the script. So we got a problem with that. We got a problem. People don't want to tell the truth anymore. They want to go in and they want to, listen, Joel Osteen got the biggest church. And majority of the people are black people. How you going to have some white man ruling over you in your black? I mean, you have to know the word. The word said, have no other nation ruling over you. That's why we can't be slaves anymore. See, some people don't want to hear that. That's why Jesus is not our Messiah. He's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man that you picked up from Constantine.
Yes, sir. Caesar Bajir.
But all of you black folks want to go to the white church and master them, beat you down and enslave you and rape your people and put you down and take your land and give it to the Indian. And the Indian got all your land and got the casinos and got everything, and you got nothing, but you're supporting Trump, but you're supporting the white man, but you're supporting this one and that one and that one. But the true Messiah, Yahoshua HaMashiach, you are running from him. You don't want to hear the truth. You don't want to come in. You don't want to submit. You want to worship on Sunday, the sun god worship. You want to worship after the after Ra and Ra. You want to worship the Egyptian god, but you don't want to come in. You want to go and make your market on Saturday and buy your gifts and go and shop and do what you do, but you want to break the commands of the master, and then you want to come back and say, you are the chosen one. What who have chosen you? Who is your father, the devil?
Come on now. Yes, sir.
All you getting me messing me up now. So let's go. And here's what he says. It says, who has delivered us from the authority of darkness and has transformed us into the reign of the Son of his love, in whom we have redemption through his blood.
That's right.
The Father didn't shed no blood for you.
That's right.
It was the Master. That's where you get redemption from. You see, the Father plays a great role. And the role the Father plays is to make sure that his Son is fulfilling everything. Because the Master Yahoshua is going to stand up and he's going to say, Father, the hour has come that you should esteem me among men.
Praise yeah.
Oh, you haven't read this one. Hear what he says. In verse 15 he said, who is the likeness of the invincible Elohim, the firstborn of all creation. He is the firstborn
of all creation.
Of all creation. Where was he? He is the Word. When the Master spoke him, when Yah brought him out of his mouth, let there be, he came forth, and after he came forth, he works everything. You don't understand. That's what the master's job, the master Yah, the father's job was to speak out of him his son into existence. So once he spoke out of him his son, and his son came out from within him, the very image of the Father, and once the Son came out, the Son began to work, and the work the Son had to do was to create heaven, and create earth, and create thrones, principalities and powers, and all rulers. The Son who has the power to create life and create all things, because he's the Word that came from the Father, and the very Word that was spoken in the beginning of time was the Son, and he is the creation of all things.
Praises be to Yah.
For the word said, for he's the first and the last. He is the Alpha and the Omega. The Father has never been starting. How we would say the Father is the Alpha when nobody began the Father, but nobody ends the Father? How can you say he's the first and the last? But you could say Yahoshua is the first of all creation, because the word said so. And you could say he ends eternal death. He is the one among his brethren that,
come on now, praise Yah. Hallelujah.
So let me show you something here. And hear what he says. He said, because in him were created all that are in heavens. How many of them? 3 of them. He said, and that are on the earth. That means it's not the Father creating, it's the Son. He's talking about the Son, the light. He's talking about who he is, the very image of the Father, the very expression of him. But he's talking about the authority that is given to the Son. All things was given to him, all power was given to him, all authority was given to him of heavens and earth and underneath the earth. He said all things, he said, because in him were created all things that is in the heavens and that are on the earth, visible and invisible. That means everything you see and everything you don't see. He said, whether throne, that means all the thrones and all the power and all the power. He said, all relationships, all principalities and authorities. He said, all has been created what?
By him.
Through him. And what?
For him.
For him.
And without him.
Without him.
Nothing seen.
Nothing that was made was made. It said nothing about the Father created heaven and earth. Everything was given to the Son. He said, everything I've seen my Father done, I have done. Wait, let's go. Because we're still talking about it. It says, and he is before all. He is what?
Before all.
Before all. And in him, all hold together. Who hold together?
Everything.
He said, and he is the head of what? The body. So if he is the head of the body and all things were created by him, why do you want to discredit him? Why do you want to take the power from him and give it back to the Father who gave the power to the Son? So you are going to be a liar of the word, because the Father gave all authority to his Son, gave all power to his Son, but you want to say that the Son did not create it by taking away the power from him and giving it back to the Father and saying the Son is nothing. He didn't create anything. The Father created everything, and the Father is the Son. What kind of oxymoron is that? Oh, that the Father is the Son? Are you people crazy? When you ever see a man make a baby and he became the son of his own baby that he creates? Some of you ain't got 2 cents. Nothing, not even a nickel to rub together. Senseless. Let's look at this here. Let's go to Yohanan. Let's look at chapter 8 and verse 12 one quick. Real quick. Chapter 8 and verse 12 in Yohanan. And that would be 10:32. So let's go there, 10:32 real quick. Hallelujah.
Praises be to you.
Okay, hear what he says. In verse 8 and 12. He said, therefore Yahoshua spoke to them again, saying, I am the light of the world. Who is the light of the world?
Yahoshua Messiah.
Well, that's not the Father. We were talking in the beginning was the light, and the light was the light of the world. And it was, and that's what we were talking about. And the light that created all things through the word of the Master. Oh, come on, somebody. And now I know you got sense. You check this out. He said, he who follows me shall by no means walk in darkness, but possess the light of life.
Praise yeah.
That's where light come in. That's where life come in through Yahoshua. He said, and the Pharisees therefore said to him, you be a witness about yourself. Your witness is not true. Yahoshua said, I am. The same I am that you was trying to give to the Father, he said he is. I am that I am.
Exactly.
I am the light of the world. I am. Hear what he said. I am. Hear what the Pharisees said. You be a witness of you. Well, guess what? Yahushua is not denying that. I am bearing witness of me. I am, because guess what? It's about me. It's about my creation. It's about me having authority and power over everything. Throne, kingdom, power, everything. I am. Yes, you're right. I am. And any man come to me, he shall live and not die, because I am.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Master. Praises be to you.
Oh, they say you'll be a witness about yourself. Yahoshua answered and said to them, even if I witness concerning myself, my witness is what? True. I am talking about me. I am. Yes. I'm the one that created all things. Yes. That's me, the light of the world. Yes. That's me, the salvation of the world. Yes, I am the creator of heaven and earth and underneath the earth, all authorities, all powers. Yes, and if you don't come in my name, you are not a part of me.
Praise yeah.
So Yahoshua answered, he said, yes, my witness is true, for I know where I came from and where I am going. But you do not know from where I come or where I'm going. You judge concerning the flesh. I judge no one. He said, but even if I judge, my judgment is true. Because I am not alone in it. But I and the Father who sent me. He said, now, let me tell you something. I'm not alone in this. My Father backs me up. I'm not just talking and bragging on myself. My daddy bragging about me. My daddy is talking about what his little boy has done. And he is no longer a little boy in the manger, but he is a king of all kings. And he is the master of all masters, who created heavens and earth, who created thrones and principalities and power. He is the express image of the Father. He said that I was equal with him, but I counted no robbery, but I humble myself.
That's
that
right.
all things will come back to me.
That's right. Hallelujah.
Check this out. Let's go to 10 and let's go to 5 and 37. Right there in Yohanan 5 and 37, which is just a little, just go back a few pages. Because people trying to make the Son the Father, and they're trying to take away the power from the Son to give to the Father. And the Father is giving the power to the Son. Hear what the Son says. This is the report from the Son. Hear what he says. Let's start with 36. But I have a greater witness than that of Yohanan. From the chapter we was reading in the beginning, he said Yohanan came to be a witness of me. But I got a greater witness of that than of Yohanan. Somebody that is more powerful than Yohanan is going to prove to you that I am. Somebody that is more powerful than Yohanan is going to prove to you that everything was created through me. I have a greater witness than that of John. Hear what he says. It says, the Father, he said, the works that the Father gave me to accomplish, the works that I done, be a witness of me, that the Father has sent me.
That's right.
When the Father sent me to create heaven and earth, he be a witness of that. The Father who sent me, he bore witness of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his form. So who was on the mountain with Moses?
God was on the mountain with Moses, and God said to Moses, take off your sandals because the ground that you're walking on is holy ground. So God said to Moses in the burning bush, and God said to Moses, and he said, listen, he said, I can't let you see my face because if you see my face, you're going to die. So God showed him his hindside, and his hindside, he saw the backside of God. I'm telling you, that doctrine is a lying doctrine from the pits of hell, because God, who you calling the Father, has never shown his body. It's only the Son, the one that they beat, and put thorns on his head. He's the one that, because the Father has no body, he's a spirit, but the Son who obtained a body was the one that was upon the mountain with the Malaks that show his hindsight, because he was not ready to show his face yet, because yes, it's his job to show the world who he is.
That's
but
right.
when he comes back, he's going to show the full power of who he is, because guess what? Man couldn't handle it at that time. Man couldn't handle the fact, oh Yahoshua, it's you that's standing up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a few more to go. Just that. Come in there. Hear what he says.
Praise, yeah.
He said, and you do not have his word, saying, because you do not believe in him who sent. He sent. You search the scriptures because you think you possess everlasting life in them. And these are not the ones that bear witness of me. He said, these are the ones that do bear witness of me. All right? The word that bear witness of him. He said, but you search the scriptures. You search the scriptures. Why are you searching the scriptures? Because you're trying to prove that I'm not who I am. That's why you're trying to search the scriptures. Because every place you look in the scriptures, you see me. But you're trying to remove me, and you're trying to take away my power and my authority. But let me tell you something. The devil tried to take away his power and authority. The devil said, okay, guess what? We're going to kill him. Oh, yeah, we got to kill him in order for him not to continue to say that he is, and he is that who he is. For him to not to say that I am that I am. Because he said I am that I am, they said that you're trying to make yourself equal with the Father. So we got to kill you because you're saying that you're the Son of the Father. We got to kill you because you're saying you are the Father. Oh, he didn't say that. He said my Father is greater than I. So now the devil said, let's kill him. Well, so the devil decided, and man sided with the devil, and they went along with it. And so now they took the body that he has already laid down, because they wanted to destroy the body, but they can't destroy the body. So Yahoshua says, listen, let me show you something. Let me show you the perfection that I have come to perfect. I came to perfect this body. I'm going to show you how I'm going to perfect this body. So listen, he stood right there while they arrested him. And some people say, why are you not fighting back? Well, they said, they said it's all. He was like a lamb that went to the slaughter. He did not say a mumbling word, but he just laid his life down. He hung his head, and guess what? They arrested him, and they take him, and they took him, and they nailed him up like this. Well, somebody say he was on the cross, but I believe the Romans took a stake, and they dig a hole, and they put him down in it, and they nailed one nail over his head, and they nailed one nail in his foot, and they drop it down so his body could drop down for asphyxiation to take place. But guess what? And even when they showed up, the soldier came, and he took a spear, and he pushed it in the side, and when he pushed it in the side, water and blood came out that flowed from Emmanuel's vein, that let us know that we must be baptized by the water and of the Spirit, because in him and through him that we get our identity. It's because of him. Yeah, hallelujah. And guess what? When they put him in the grave, the devil told the demons, he said, listen, it's about 3 days now. 3 days, he's still down there. The demon said, I'm not going close by, because guess what? I can't go up there. I'm hearing a rumbling in the grave. There is something going on up there. I can't get up there. So the demons wanted to the devil, say, go on, get up there, boy. Go and see what's happening. Jesus said, I'm scared. Devil said, okay, you can. Oh, yeah. So the demons are coming, and they're looking. There's my master. There is noise going on up there. The earth is shaking. There is lightning and thunder. There is something going on in the atmosphere. Oh, my goodness. But guess what? The stone has rolled away. The dirt quake, the earthquake, and the body came up. Because you know what the earth said?
I can't possess this body. I can't contain this body. He got life in it because I only deal with dead stuff. I only deal with stuff I can eat. I can't eat this one. When the moon is still sitting in this one, I can't go in and put worms in this body. He's not broken. There is no bones broken. There is nothing that is wrong. His body is perfect, and he comes back up. And guess what? The demons run away and say, devil, let me tell you something. He is risen.
All praises be to you. Hallelujah.
That body that he has is perfected. One body was given to Adam, and Adam failed. Yahoshua said, let me show you how to perfect it. I'm going to make it torn-proof. I'm going to make it spear-proof. I'm going to make it whip-proof. No matter how they beat him, no matter how master them whoop him, guess what? I'm still Kuta Kente. I don't care what you done to me. I'm still Kuta Kente. Oh, no. Because you can destroy the body, but you can't destroy the soul. I don't care what you do to us. You said Messiah live in us. Messiah live in us. And this is what we're going to sing. Arise. Arise. Stand with me. Arise. Because he lives in me. All the power lives in me. In him. I hope you received something today. Give him a praise. Now let me tell you something. You hear that by accident. You're not here by coincidence. You're here by divine appointment. You are here by divine appointment.